выступить госпожу Барбару Бартушь, члена Сейма Парламента Польши, заместителя председателя Комитета по изменениям в законодательстве, а также она является главой делегации Польши при Парламентской Ассамблее ОБСЕ. Уважаемая госпожа Бартуш, слово вам, пожалуйста.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It is for me a great pleasure to be able to speak to you. I only regret that I cannot be in Astana. Personally, I've been there many times, and Kazakhstan and all its matters are very close to me, especially that in the Polish Sejm, I am the chair of the Poland-Kazakhstan bilateral group. This conference is dedicated to parliamentary openness. I would like to share with you the experience of Poland, my country. For over 30 years of a contemporary democracy, Poland and the Polish Parliament have come up with many systems and mechanisms that are to help us become more open to civil society and the media. I think that we cannot underestimate the citizens' participation, the representatives and the media in the works of the parliament. Polish legislation regulates this in our constitution, which was adopted in 1997. Its chapter 2, freedoms, rights and obligations of a human being, of a citizen, says that citizens have the right to receive information about the activity of public authorities as well as people who hold public offices. Moreover, the Constitution stipulates directly that this right covers not only access to documents, but also access to sessions of public authorities' bodies who were elected in universal elections through also recordings of sound or image. Also, the Constitution provides that this provision of information covers the parliament, the both chambers of the Polish parliament. The Constitution guarantees to everyone the freedom to express opinions and also to receive and to disclose information. The Constitution also provides that the parliament's lower chamber sessions are closed, are open, and they can be held in camera when this is required by the well-being of the state, and such an in-camera session has to be adopted by an absolute majority of the votes. The internal rules and regulations of the Sejm, the parliamentary chamber, the parliamentary house that I represent, and which is responsible for the created law, it clearly stipulates that the Sejm's sessions are public and their publicity is guaranteed by informing the public opinion about the sessions before they take place. Also, press, radio and TV can broadcast a session from the Sejm, and also the public can participate and watch the sessions also live from the Sejm's building. From the point of view of the civil society and the media, very important works take place in the parliament, not only in the plenary hall, but also during committee sessions. This is where the law is being forged, which will later be voted by all the MPs and later by the Senate. It is the internal rules of the Sejm that specify which Sejm's committees can have participation of guests or representatives of civil society. This possibility depends on the chair of a committee, who every time decides and approves the list of people who can participate in the session of a given committee. However, the media have the presumption of consent, so-called presumption of consent, to be present during sessions. When a committee's chair decides that the journalist cannot participate in a given session, does not mean that the given session is closed. Closing committee sessions is a separate procedure described in the internal rules and regulations of the same, and it is described directly in several rules. These rules provide, namely, that Special Services Committee can have in-camera sessions, and also some sessions of the Committee on MPs Ethics can also have in-camera sessions when they are dealing, namely, with declarations of MPs concerning their property. So the media cannot participate in such sessions. Also, public hearing institution is an important institution which decides about the openness of the parliament. The resolution concerning a public hearing is adopted by a committee that is to deal with the draft which was sent to it. The resolution of having a public hearing is adopted on a written request filed to the committee by an MP. The right to participate in a public hearing belongs to those entities and bodies that signal to the speaker that they are interested in the works on a given bill. It is worth stressing that a group of 1,000 citizens having the right to elect MPs, they also have the right of initiative. Such bills are considered even when the term of office of the parliament ends, and the principle of discontinuation is not applied, as such bills can be processed during the next term of office of the parliament. The Polish parliament also has the petition committee, which considers petitions of citizens addressed to the committee by the same speaker. This committee has the possibility to deal with the most important issues, the most important for the citizens, among others, by presenting a bill or as a resolution, or by amending a law or a resolution when it is being considered by a different parliamentary committee or during the second reading of such a bill. Also, an opinion by this committee can be presented to a different parliamentary committee, which is dealing with a specific bill or resolution. Another tool, which is the proof of the openness of the parliament, is the presentation of opinions on acts of law by local authorities who are a party to the joint committee of the government and local authorities, if the amendments processed can lead to a change in the functioning of local authorities, self-government bodies. Representatives of such organizations also have the right to present opinions during the session of the specific committee. I would also like to stress that all those who are not in the building of the parliament or who do not participate in a committee session can follow the work of parliamentarians online on the website live, and also at any moment by accessing to the database of recordings. All committee sessions, as well as the parliament sessions, are broadcasted and documented, and the access to those sessions is very easy and intuitive. Making available live and archiving online broadcast of sessions of the same, of the House, of committees and subcommittees, and these recordings allow all interested parties to follow their course at the website. At the website, you can also find all the information about bills and drafts of resolutions and all other documents. Journalists, just like other citizens, when asking to get access to information, they act in principle within or based on the provision of the law on the access to public information. The information about the activity of the Sejm, its bodies, and the Sejm's chancellery, this information is presented on publicly available website of the Sejm. by enforcing the constitutional provision about the public character of the sessions of the House through this website. The Sejm's Chancellery attaches great importance to ensuring broad access to information to citizens on the works of the Sejm. The great transparency of the legislative process is shown through the fact that the result of the voting in the Sejm, general result and detailed results, can be checked on the website of the Sejm in real time. Thanks to this solution, the citizens can quickly verify what kind of decisions are made by specific politicians. Right after the end of the session of the Sejm or the session of a Sejm committee, the website has also full stenographic record of the session. The availability and transparency of the Parliament is also favored by an exceptional open approach of the Sejm's Chancellery to the presence of the media representatives in the Parliament. And also this Chancellery tries to prepare and to assure the best working conditions for the journalists in order to allow them to inform the public opinion about the works of the Sejm. Today, the information can be mainly found in the virtual world. This not only applies to traditional media outlets, but it also applies to politicians, opinion leaders, or citizen journalists. Thanks to the presence in the social media, the parliamentary activity has become more visible and more noticeable. We can this way inform broadly, more broadly, and to reach the public, trying this way to change their image of the works of the Parliament. In order to show it to you, a few data. The Twitter account of the Sejm, 146,000 followers. Facebook, 43,000 followers. Instagram, 19,000 followers. YouTube, 41.7 thousand views. The content published there as text, photos, video, concerns mainly the works of the Sejm, the works of its bodies, and the management of the House and of the Sejm's Chancellery, or the Sejm committees or parliamentary caucuses. At the YouTube Sejm channel broadcasts, among others, House's sessions. In total, all the profiles are followed, all social media profiles are followed by 266,000 followers. Through its information activity, the Sejm is trying to make the language very much understandable by the public opinion, as the issues connected to the legislative procedure and the bills or drafts of resolutions or processing of other documents, just like the themes treated by these documents, all these issues are not always very clear to all the public. So it is also important to correct and to react to the so-called fake news. Simply to lies and manipulation. We have to remember that the internet offers a lot of possibilities, but also it presents a lot of threats, like the above mentioned fake news that can easily become disinformation, thus violating the image of the Sejm, and also by misleading the public. Ladies and gentlemen, recently, Poland has become the center of attention of the OSCE. First, from the 24th until the 26th of November in Warsaw, I had the pleasure to host my colleagues from the Parliamentary Assembly of the OSCE during the autumn session. And I also had the pleasure to meet colleagues, parliamentarians, senator from Kazakhstan. And right now in Lodz, we are having another session of the Ministerial Council of the OSCE that I also had the pleasure to participate in as the chair of the Polish delegation to the Parliamentary Assembly of the OSCE. Although, as the name indicates, the Ministerial Council is composed of ministers of foreign affairs of participating states of OSCE. It is also an opportunity to have also other meetings. This meeting was traditionally preceded by the so-called parallel conference convened by civil society organizations gathered within the active civic solidarity platform, OSCE platform. I would like to stress that our chairmanship of the OSCE has been very much directed at a very direct and close cooperation with the civil society functioning within this organization. At the end, I would like to stress one more time that the civil society plays an incredibly important role in the propagation of human rights, fundamental freedoms, and democratic institutions. Its role is shown namely by this year's Nobel Peace Award, which, according to the reasoning, was awarded in order to recognize the efforts to document war crimes and violations of human rights and to show the importance of civil society for peace and democracy. I am very much convinced that civil society organizations are a key partners in the decision-making process, as these organizations, being very close to the citizens, are best placed to recognize the society's needs and thus to formulate the postulates of the society in a correct way. We should all bear this in mind in our daily work. Thank you very much for the attention, and I would like to salute all the participants to the conference. Thank you very much.
Спасибо, госпожа Бартуш, за очень содержательный доклад. Очень интересно было